Hello, I'm the Dark Master, and welcome back to my LEGO reviews. In today's review, we shall be reviewing set number 71778, Nia's Dragon Power Drift from the LEGO Ninjago theme, specifically the Dragons Rising Season 1 theme/wave. This set comes with only a single figure, 57 pieces, in only a single bag and an instruction booklet. Alright, so let us start with the single minifigure of the set, and really the main star of it, Dragon Power Nia, who interestingly enough was one of only 3 ninjas to get such a specific suit, the others being Akai and Lloyd. Shame not all the ninjas got one, but regardless, starting with the head, she has that ninja hood piece in light blue/cyan color that I've talked about before, but it now has a pair of water eyebrows on it. I've said it before, but this piece is great, has some really nice shaping, and captures the ninja feel really well. It's always great to see such things in new colors and with printing that is admittedly not too specialized to be used by mockists. Going down to her head, it is double-sided. Her first one has her possessing an excited smile and with a beauty mark introduced in the Lego Ninjago movie. Good, but nothing new. The alternative face, however, has her wearing what I can only describe as a black sleeping mask with water markings, while she has a determined scowl. And it is new, and honestly pretty cool looking. I think both sides of this head look good, both when they're covered up by the armor pieces and while they're not. Continuing down, we come to the merged armor piece. I've said it before in some of my previous reviews, but I'm personally not the biggest fan of this armor. Sure, the molding is neat and it can hold 2 katanas, but I find it frankly too bulky, not very ninja-like. Still, getting it new colors is good for other people, I'm sure, who will use it. Removing it to get a better look, we come to her front torso printing. We got a nice Source Dragon logo with watery colors, aided by a cool silver set of armor. It's honestly pretty well designed that uses blue well. Going to the back and removing the armor, we see another good if a bit simpler print. It's neat, but honestly not much is lost when the armor covers it up. Going to her arms, they are very unique. First, the arms are translucent blue, while her hands are a light blue. Both decisions highlight her status as being the water ninja, and honestly, they're a really unique choice of colors for her arms and hands, something that is usually kind of forgettable in a lot of other Lego minifigures. Continuing down to her legs, they are molded in the exact same color as her hands and have some pretty good printing on them in the form of maroon belts and dark gray bandages. In terms of weaponry, she wields a golden trident, not a new piece, but it fits with Nia's water associations. Overall, Nia's figure is amazing and is the definite star of the set, as I stated before, not only standing well as its own thing, but being yet another great interpretation of a classic Ninjago hero. Now let's go on to the pieces of the set, as meager as they may be. So you can see there's not really a lot, but I do think there's stuff to talk about. You got a number of those vine pieces in translucent blue, which is nice. So are these fire pieces in translucent blue. There's also several of the dragon cores, which are the collectibles of this wave, and are basically marbles. 3 blue variants, as well as a single gold one. There's also a large black piece used to hold them. Very specialized, but I'm sure mockists will find it useful. Overall, the pieces, while not particularly notable, are numerous and they have a good selection for the price. There's no sticker sheet, so people who hate those should rejoice. But now let's discuss what those pieces build and see how they hold up. First and most important is the spinner, which Nia will, of course, drift over. It has a fairly simplistic build that utilizes those blue pieces and some gold blades for a very dynamic underwater look. It can easily drift over a hard surface using those marbles, or, I'm sorry, I mean dragon cores I mentioned before. I'd suggest my last review if you'd like to learn more about them. As the main build, though, this spinner is perfectly fine, even if there really isn't personally that much to say about it. But even simpler than that are the side builds. First, we got what are described as water obstacle elements. Very simple, consisting of three pieces: a flame piece in blue, a golden stud with a hollow top, and a translucent light blue radio dish that provides solid stability. There's also a shrine that holds many translucent blue studs to simulate water and the gold dragon core. It looks neat, though you can lose those studs very easily, but it's fine enough. It serves as a trophy at the end of an obstacle course. So now let's go on to the bad guy of the set, as well as the fourth and last side build of the set. This is an Imperium droid. It has a fairly standard build using a translucent orange base to simulate an exhaust fire slash hovering thing. He uses the Wolverine claws in gold as little hands that can be rotated or articulated to a limited extent. His head is Cyclops-like in build with a pair of antennae that can be articulated forwards and back. Overall, a good little bad guy that you can put in your Imperium army. That's another mook. I don't really talk much about this, but I'd like to point out how the box of this set is rather unique and not your typical square box. It has a very beautiful aesthetic to it. Now let us discuss the positives, negatives, and conclude my thoughts on the set overall. Alright, so in terms of positives, the set has several, well, mostly the figure, and the main builds are just amazing, honestly. They're just great interpretations of classic characters. The drone is also pretty solid, and the other builds, while you could say they're just there, are also kind of neat too. You can use them for like background items in, say, scenes. It's also pretty cheap, so it makes for an excellent stocking stuffer. The only negatives I would say is that the spinner doesn't look the best from the bottom and that there's not more there, but this is meant to be a cheaper set, so you can't really expect there to be more. Otherwise, the price would go up, which would defeat the point. So, overall, I think that this is a really good set worth buying, especially if you want to get a little something for like a family member and such. Anyway, I'm the Dark Master, and if you liked the video, liked it, but if you'd love to consider subscribing and sharing it around, take care and have a wonderful day.